Now, as councillors will be aware that the issue of noise in the now permanent area zone, the industrial zone within that, has been with us for a number of months. It started with the opening of Lumbercube, and at that time, I think we've given updates in terms of where that was. We see the thing being actually two phases, possibly moving into the third phase in the next week or so. So within that, came to quite a high point around Easter. We've been working through with Lumbercube and taking our own noise readings. So we've done various levels of noise readings throughout the time that we've been going on. Lumbercube closed over Easter and did a lot of work internally around the noise issues. And they have done a lot of work with any of the issues we've raised with them. So they have been very diligent in terms of handling issues to address the noise going on. Very, very diligent in terms of, if we've raised an issue with them, they've acted on that as fast as they possibly can. What we've got in the mix of this is a very complex situation as to what's going on. It's being impacted by the climatic conditions and where the wind is blowing. The other thing that we know is that not all of the noise complaints that we're getting are coming from noise generated at Lumbercube. So into the mix of that area, there's a lot of change going on within that area. So it's actually quite a complex situation. We're not saying there's not noise coming from Lumbercube. We know there's noise coming from Lumbercube. We're working with Lumbercube in terms of the noise. The community, in terms of that, the noise levels have dropped, but it's still spiking at certain times, and that's causing disruption for people, particularly at night, as you can understand. You know, noise goes in the middle of the night, you wake, and then of course you're awake, and then you hear the noise, and to some extent you're listening for what that noise was as to why you woke. So we're acting on all of the complaints to try and identify it. The elements where we've approached Lumbercube around noise, and we have been very, very proactive. One of the things that our people detected was actually that there's a sort of banging and clattering that was coming from that area. And people thought it was the logs being loaded, but it was actually identified that it was the loaders when they weren't loaded. And the arms that they had for it were banging together to create a banging and clattering. When we raised that with Lumbercube, immediately they stopped doing that. Right? So they would put out an instruction to their drivers, and you'll notice if you go around there now, when they're going between loads, they're going with the jaws of the loaders open, right? Which means that you're not getting that banging on the jaws. So within that, they've been very proactive. The other one that they've been very proactive on in terms of noise is in terms of additional sound insulation in the buildings that they've recently finished. We're getting the complaints, we know it's there, we know people are waking, we're out there, we're continuing to monitor. We're doing a lot of work to analyse where it is. We have approached a number of other businesses through the work that we've done, because we've identified that some of the noise that we're getting is coming from other businesses.